Hello everyone, this is Peter again, back with another review for you to have a look at on this very chilly Australian morning. Hopefully my fingers won't freeze up before this is done. Now this book we're going to look at today is Millie Marotta's Animal Kingdom. Beautifully drawn book by a Welsh artist. She's put out 2 books, this is the first in the series, and I'm going to take a walk with you through it and show you a few pages that I've already completed and a few suggestions about colouring techniques, etc. So without further ado, let's go dive inside. Okay, this book has another fold out. Oh, hang on if I can bring it across. Pick there. This is very shiny paper, so I don't know how that would go to colour. You could give it a go. Don't know if it'd be very good with pencils, but certainly I think you could try that with textures or markers. Now this is her introduction, little spiel by Millie herself. She's got a few tips and suggestions in this little introduction here to get you started. Now the first page I'm going to show you is one that I've already completed. This one took a long time, I was pretty meticulous with it. And here we go, this one was done with a Faber-Castell. Oops, just banging around my tripod there. These are the pencils I used. These are my favourite pencils. I've got quite a few different sets of pencils, both artist and kids variety, and I really love these. So I use this. This took me about 2 weeks to complete, on and off. In between I was doing other things for a break, but I really did enjoy this. This paper is wonderful with pencils, really nice. You can layer, you can get some nice deep colour, as you can see. Lots and lots of detail in these pictures. You may choose to just colour it all in one colour and just shade it, or you can be crazy like me and pick out every individual detail and colour it separately. This is the biggest one. I've only done a few others in here. This is the biggest one I've completed. So next, I've started one of the elephants here. Now in this book, Millie has made it a little bit more interactive than just colouring, and she has suggestions for you to add to the artwork. I think this has been done in a few different popular colouring books that we'll see around. Some people feel a bit intimidated by this. They say, I'm not an artist, I want to colour, I don't want to be bogged down drawing as well when I can't draw. Well, other suggestions, you don't have to. You can just, these fields that are in this elephant, you could just decorate with colour, or you can leave them blank and just colour them in as, you know, just a solid colour if you like. This is a lot of fun, planning the colours for these. I like to plan my colours beforehand. Here we go, some of these pictures, as you can see, are full page, half page, and some of them have just got the item in the centre with a lot of white around it. You may like to leave the white blank and just concentrate on that, or you can use different techniques. I'm going to knock this tripod about, aren't I? You can use different techniques to fill in the background. I've seen people use pan pastels, or another method that I'm going to have a go at myself is to shave off some of the pencil shavings and then rub it in with my fingers. I haven't tried that yet with these books, but it was certainly something I used to do a lot in high school. Okay, we'll keep going. She's got, as I said, a nice variety. I'm thinking these moths might look really nice this summer, winter, autumn, spring. That's probably how I'm going to do it. Okay, here's another picture that I have coloured. This is a budgerigar, or I think they're called parakeets over in the US, in different countries, but here they're budgies. This one is been coloured in with wild budgie colours. This is how the original budgie looks in the wild. They're a lot smaller than the pet trade budgies, and they travel around in massive flocks of literally tens of thousands across the scrubland in Australia. Very noisy. On this other page, I haven't started him yet, is a pigeon. And one thing I like to do when I'm looking at these pages, if I get ideas for how to colour them, but I'm not ready to colour them just yet, I'll use a grey lead pencil and just jot the ideas down on the side so I can rub them out later. I don't forget what I was going to do with it. Now this is something that you'll see often in this book, and I believe in her second book as well, is animals and objects made up of flora. Very, very clever. I've got one coloured in a bit later. Lots of little complex bits and pieces for you to do. I think a lot of people like to use fine liners for it, like these, the Stabilos. Very nice. And also, well, I'm very lucky, I've got a big box of these, the Staedtler Triple Plus. Word of warning, I'll come back to that later, so I'll put them to one side. And we'll keep going here. Here's a whole pile of fish. Now, a lot of these fish patterns are repeating. You could colour them all the same, or you could make a variety of different coloured fish. More of these gorgeous moths. Again, another suggestion to add to the picture. And here's a great big one. This one will certainly take some dedication to complete if you're one of these very patient people that can sit there for hours and hours. This one I certainly wouldn't do in one sitting. I would be looking at doing this over 2 or 3 weeks, probably interspersed with other colouring ins. Here's another 2 owls done in that floral pattern I was speaking about before. And these gorgeous roosters. Hang on, I'm just gonna pop something over the end of that to hold the page down a little bit so they don't pop up while we're looking at them. Rabbit and a turtle. Tortoise. A turtle swim in the ocean, tortoise walk on the land. There's a good easy way to remember it. Another of these full pages. Lots of dedication of colour. This lends itself to all sorts of colour ideas. I just look at it and ideas pop into my head about how I'm going to do this. Here we've got a nice little coral reef sort of look. That's quite cool. A couple of fish. I see a lot of people do the fish sort of basically one colour and the other one are basically another colour, and that looks very effective. Okay. Lovely, beautiful detailed animals again. Again, you could add a background to these if you want. If you don't like the white, you could just lightly sort of blush in a vague background, like an out of focus photograph. That'd be a nice way of doing it fairly quickly. Another invitation to fill in blank areas if you want. You don't have to. It's your book, you do what you want with it. Okay, now here's the picture that I said I'd coloured in. You can see here I've chosen to do it in autumn colours. I've seen beautiful renditions where they've done all in shades of blue or all in shades of purple, or just picking 2 colours and using different shades of them. These are very fun. Another big picture. This is quite nice. Actually, I've seen this picture done differently in different books, but the similar kind of idea. I think hers was the original one though. Okay, beetles now. Now that's got a lot of colour potential. If you could imagine sort of like picking the 6 colours, primaries and secondaries, and doing each beetle in one of those. Okay. Another big picture with frogs in it. People who love frogs. These are lovely. I do like her birds. Her birds are magnificent. A seal and a crayfish or a lobster. And jellies. Again, lots of potential here for bright colours, maybe a jelly of each colour with different shades, or mix it all up with different colours. Rabbits. I have a couple of nieces that love rabbits. And butterflies. Another big 2-pager. Some more really pretty birds, little ones this time. It looks like a little hummingbird. A little finch of some sort. A floral. And this one, this has got potential for background, I think. You can figure out something you might like to add an ocean sort of style background with lots of fish in it if you're artistically inclined, or you could just do the whale. A rhino and a gorilla. I love this one. I've seen this one done quite a few times on the net. Lots of potential. A chameleon and a toucan. Now this one's probably going to get the same kind of treatment as my octopus got at the start. Now have I noted? Yes, I've put my little note there for what I'm going to do with it. The native Australians have a Dreamtime character called the Rainbow Serpent, who is, by legend, is responsible for carving out all the rivers, the riverbeds. And I'm thinking I'll do this one all in rainbow colours to celebrate the Rainbow Serpent. And some squirrels. Another complex one. It's going to take a while. Again, you can colour all your birds the same colours, or you can mix it up. Or you can have them all the same colour except for maybe one as a highlight in the picture, and have him different colours. These are quite sweet. These are Mandelas. One complete, one you can add to if you want. Another one that I've seen done many very beautiful ways, the giraffes, sometimes done in the same colour scheme, sometimes done one each, a different colour. Oh, I love the snail. I really like him. And the flamingo. Now, it's a flamingo, but you don't have to stick to pink if you don't want to. You can do in many colours or multicolours. Oh, and this one I've often seen complete as well. Absolutely beautiful, that one. Looking forward to doing that. Grasshoppers. I might start that one as my next one. Okay, moving right along, a few more pages to go. Okay, this is the last page. Now another one, this is a goat with a invitation, a mountain ram actually, he's not a goat, to do a background. Now I've actually coloured him using these and also my tombos. I didn't leave my tombos out, hang on, if you just give me a sec, I'll reach across and get them. I'm so organised this morning, as you can see. Right, these are tombos. I haven't got a set of them, but they are very, very, very nice. Just grab one and take the lid off. As you can see, I'll put it up against the white. Lovely sharp point. They're very soft. It's just like using a nice soft paintbrush. No bristles though. It's a solid tip. And on the other end, you've got a little hard tip there. But I don't often use that one. Now, the tombos will not bleed through this paper. I'll show you in a sec. But I've found that the staplers and the stabilos unfortunately did. If I can just turn the page and I'll show you. It's very faint and it may not bother you, but I found there was just a little bit too much bleed through for me to use those in this book. On the other hand, the tombos, these guys, did not bleed through, not the colours I used them for anyway. As always, when you're trying things out in this book, particularly markers or in any colouring book, test them beforehand. Very important to see whether they're going to bleed through or not. And then if they do bleed through, you've got to make the decision, okay, am I just going to pick pictures that I'm not really worried about the picture on the other side, or do I want to colour all the pictures, in which case you probably want to stay away from markers, except for the ones that you have tested and found will not bleed through. Anyway, that's it for today for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, and I will be back in the future with another one for you. Happy colouring!